Phat Airlines takes the stage where we were, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with the vibe so fly. Phat Airlines, soar in the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. From tarmac dreams to handles tight, every touchdown a perfect flight. He's a runway king, streak out the fog. Game so smooth, they call it airlock. Phat Airlines, soaring in the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust. In Phat Airlines we trust. Pin the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation. Friends like skyrocket, engine scream. Phat Airlines living in a stream. Phat Airlines takes the stage with fair lore, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so ho. James and growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust. In Phat Airlines we trust. Ping the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation. Friends like skyrocket, engine scream. Phat Airlines living in a stream.
Yo, what's good, guys? This is Jeremy with Phat Airlines. Whoa. All right. Start today. How are you guys doing today? I am doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you all for being here. Today we are playing World of Airports. We're playing my stream only account at Phat Empire, and we're playing at Muscat. So for today, we're just gonna play Muscat. How many planes do I have waiting? I have 73 planes waiting to land, so we might switch to another airport at the end of this. But yeah, we're gonna play some Muscat today, and I got a few things I want to talk about today. You know, I have I'm not gonna be streaming next Saturday, and most likely the Saturday following. We're gonna talk about that. I have this new contest idea that I want to talk about as well, and kind of like see what you guys think about it. See if you think it's a good idea, if it's a whack idea, and go from there with you guys. And then of course, we're playing World of Airports. We're playing Muscat. We might go to Hong Kong. Who knows? But oh yeah, and QJ, I see your message here. It says don't forget to respond to the email for A343. That's right. So a couple days ago, I sent out an email to the Phat Airlines email list. So if you're not part of the Phat Airlines email list and you're looking for plane contracts, join at PHATAIRLINES.com. There's a sign up form on there, and you could sign up, and we every once in a while we'll send out some email contracts. We also send out World of Airports news, like when there's an update that comes out, especially if it's a major update or if there's a big live stream coming out. I'm also going to be posting, like that next week's stream is canceled, and you get a few updates from me as well. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm not gonna be here next week and the week following. I'm having a surgery on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday this week. So that's gonna keep me out of action for a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to stream. Oh, I know on that Saturday, on that next Saturday, I'm not gonna be able to stream. The following Saturday, I may be able to stream, but I think I'm calling it safe by saying I'm not able to. But we'll see. If I'm able to stream, I'll come and do a live stream. But yeah, I got a surgery happening on Thursday. I'm hoping everything goes well. But I don't have too many concerns about things going bad, right? I think everything's gonna go all right. But if you pray, keep me in your prayers. If you don't, just keep me in your thoughts. I appreciate that very much. I'll be off. I'll be not streaming next Saturday and most likely the following Saturday. Join the Phat Airlines Discord, because if I do decide to stream, you'll see an announcement on there, especially for the 14th. But yeah, wish me luck, guys. All right, let's say hi to everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And what's up, fans Japan? We got Kronos here as well. We got Ginger Jesus here. We got TJ Bay. We got Magis Kai's. Catalan's here. Zyrox is here. Wendy Sanchez is here. Welcome back, Wendy. Switching Lambos is here. Adam Cack is here. Air Sweeperam is here. Nice. Nice to see you all. Thanks for hopping in, guys. We have GoNav here. Oh, by the way, we're streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you guys see me saying hi to people who you don't see, it's probably because they're on the other platform, right? I know when I'm watching other streamers, man, sometimes that confuses me, right? So yeah, just FYI, I was like, who is he talking to? I'm not talking to myself. There's people on YouTube or people on Twitch. What's good, Hammy? Scan Airlines, nice to see you. What's up, Kamikaze? Made to Move, what's good, man? Sammy's here. Rhoda Bridge is here. Brian Ho is here. Brian Ho is from HKG. Nice. It's 12 a.m. Sunday. Well, thanks for being here, man. Really late. What's up, Ultra? Link is here. Adam Cack is here. I think I said hi to him already. Mercurial Justice, what's up, man? Oh, let's see here. Mercurial Justice is really stays on top of the news, especially when I'm not like the World of Airports news. Um, aren't you a mod on the forum, the World of Airports forum too? I think, right? So Mercurial Justice said in chat, update coming soon. Main new feature is cross-platform migration. Thank you for that, bro. Thanks for sharing that. I think I saw something like that on the forum, and I think also there were some translation requests about like cross-platform stuff. So maybe that's coming soon. What's up, Karotiki? Key. What's up, man? Fresh cut. Yeah, since I'm gonna have surgery on Thursday. I was like, I need to get a haircut, and I need to get it cut short, because like I want it to look okay, even if I just wake up out of bed, right? Because I don't want to have to worry about my hair. And it's kind of interesting, right? Because I'll be out of like commission. I'm not gonna be able to lift my kids. You know, like no lifting for a few days, no heavy lifting for like a month. So it's like, oh man, I'm not even gonna be able to lift my kids. So I like kind of funny, because we're gonna see more of my family in the next month, or yeah, more of our family in the next month than we have for like a long time. Mostly because like we need their help, and that's the good thing about having family nearby, and a family that we like, right? Because some people don't have family that they like, but that's a cool thing about like having family nearby is like. You guys who are here every Saturday know my mom is typically here on Saturday watching the kids, and I'm very thankful for her. And she's gonna be here next week as well. Like she's gonna be here on Thursday on the actual surgery day. She's gonna be here, I think, on Friday, help out. So and then my wife's mom is also coming like over Thursday evening to help us out. So it's a great thing. Yeah, so that's why I got a fresh haircut, because I don't want to worry about this. And then I get a month off of my full-time job, or that's what my doctor's putting in for minimum, he told me. We had a month off for recovery, and then I return to work for 1 week, and then I'm going to be taking my baby bonding leave, because in the state of New Jersey, we get like 12 weeks straight of baby bonding leave time, which is paid by the state. I don't get like paid full salary, but I do get paid something. And it's an insurance benefit that I pay into, so I'm taking it, of course, and I'm gonna spend time with my kids. But I also know I think during that time, in the month of like April, I'm going to do like a streamathon, where like every single day, maybe not Sunday, but like every single day, I'm gonna do at least one stream a day. And we'll see what that looks like. We'll see how many people show up, how many people enjoy it. But I think the main thing that I'm excited about with that streamathon is that it's going to help me with my stream account, right? Because I tell people like you want to stream for like not stream. You want to play World of Airports for like 30 minutes a day. If you're just playing one airport, play it for 30 minutes a day. Not for 3.5 hours once a week, and that's what I do right now. I play for 2 hours, 3 hours once a week, and that's not really the best way to level up fast. The best way to get silver planes. It's not the best way for anything, really. I mean, I do get progress, so that's great, but it's not the most optimal. So I think during the month of April, we'll be doing like a streamathon, so that way I can stream nonstop. I can stream like every single day. And when we stream every single day, we'll see what kind of progress we make in our airports. Because not every airport, not every airplane is going to come back. Because not every single player who we're connected with here plays daily. Or plays daily in the airport that they're sending me airplanes from, right? Like, for example, let's see this one. I don't know Crunch. I don't know their gameplay. But like Red Concord, I know they don't play daily. They specifically told me, and told many people, they don't play daily, right? So that's something that like, okay, and that's a cool call sign. I see ya. That's funny. I probably say that every time. But anyways, that's fine, but what it'll do is that when they do send me the plane, I'll be able to handle it the next day, or the same day. you know, we have Flamingo. Flamingo plays pretty often as well, but I'm not sure if she plays daily. You know, Adam Cack. I'm not sure. I think Adam Cack plays LHR pretty frequently, so we might see that playing a lot. You know, this Magiskais I think plays IAD a lot as well. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool month for us. We're going to get a lot of progress, and we get to really see, you know, if what I've been recommending to people, like to play a little bit every single day, is actually great for people. And I think it is, because I do it on my main account. I play every not every airport. I used to play every airport a little bit per day, and I made some progress. Now I play like LHR for like 4 hours. I play BKK for like 2 hours. I play um, Hong Kong for like 3 or 4 hours. I kind of stopped playing Washington, by the way, for all you guys who are connected with me. Washington is supposed to be a daily airport for me, but the problem right now with Washington Airport is the icing. Because when I'm playing World of Airports, especially like during the day, actually like pretty much all day except like after 8 p.m. So like pretty much if I'm playing World of Airports anytime before 8 p.m., so like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., I'm always multitasking. I'm never just playing World of Airports, you know? So I'm doing you know, I'm working. I'm playing with the kids, you know, I'm making dinner. I'm doing a lot of other things. And the problem with de-icing is that it's another step I have to do in order to get a plane to push back, you know, to get the plane out of my airport. That's not terrible, but the way I currently like handle planes is when I go through my list. If I know I'm going to be away from my if I know I'm going to be away from my iPad for a while, I'm going to go through my list here, and I'm going to only handle the planes that are at like 3 out of 10. You know, I'm not going to handle planes that need me to claim the rewards. So if I knew I was stepping away, I would have handled all of these planes here, like this Concorde. I would have handled this A124, which is at 3 out of 10, and I wouldn't have handled like this Concorde that's at 9. It was at 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, because this Concorde requires me to claim rewards before it can push back. Thank you, Hammy, by the way. I appreciate. Wow, we got 2 levels with that. That's pretty awesome. Um, so yeah, you know, with de-icing, it's every single plane needs that one additional step, which is really a big hassle when it comes to playing while multitasking. And that's one of the things I really wish that they had in the ground manager, or maybe a separate manager, right? I wish there was an option here for the ground manager to handle de-icing automatically for you. It could be a separate manager. I don't really. It doesn't matter to me how World of Airports wants to handle it, because I do understand like they might want to suspend more silver planes, which is fine. So if it's another manager, understandable. I don't think it makes sense to be another manager, because it's not cold. It's not There's not icing all the time, and otherwise that manager is useless like not or 75% of the year. So yeah, that's my little rant for now. Let's see. Did somebody send me that forum post? Somebody DM it to me, please. Hammy. I'll go over it on stream. I'm okay. I'm back to reading chat now. I'm off my rant. Oh man, my rant about de-icing. But yeah, I stopped playing IAD like daily because of that. I still try to pop in every once in a while, but man, especially like I mean, I live in New Jersey, so I know how cold it's been here. And it's not warming up anytime soon, you know. I think for the next week and a half, it's at least it's going to be below freezing. So IAD is going to have de-icing for a while, and that is not the greatest. Um, not the greatest for quick handling. So let's go here. Send this over to my All right, yeah, let's okay. I see. Let's we're gonna look at some posts here. Okay. I got Discord here. Got two messages here. So first thing I want to do is like I want to talk about Phat Airlines Discord, guys. Exclamation point Discord, or check the description. There's a link in the description. But in the Phat Airlines Discord, lots of cool things we have in here. We got Phat Airlines announcements. You got the YouTube and Twitch alerts. We have a VIP chat if you're a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, or you can even just be a Discord subscriber. We have a volunteer chat. In the volunteer chat, I'm actually going to open that up later today, because that's about the new contest idea I have, and I want to hear what you guys think about. But I talked with the I talked with the volunteers first to see what they think. We got game announcements. We got player news. Player news is pretty cool. People could share what kind of what news. Maybe what I should dedicate a segment of my stream every Saturday to player news. I'm gonna do that starting today. So yeah, look, fleeting negligence reached 1.7 million silver planes. Maytas Caker 235 is not handling at IAD until their giveaway is over. So speaking of giveaways, we have VIPs are able to host giveaways. So we have these channels here where you could enter giveaways, and these are planes that you could get for free, essentially from VIPs. So for example, in this giveaway special plane channel, I have a Concorde that's being given away from me, from my LHR to a suitable airport of your choice. And in my note, I even listed what airport it's capable for. So there's only one winner, and there's 60 participants. But I gotta tell you, all 60 participants have an equal shot at winning. So all you gotta do is hit the enter giveaway button once you're in the Discord, and you'll be entered to win when this giveaway ends in 4 days. Then I also have a giveaway just for VIPs. So all the VIPs also have another shot at winning a Concorde. Bigger shot, but I mean, they're also VIPs, You have an X-Plane giveaway channel. Looks like I have a giveaway going on that ends in a day. We have an L-Plane giveaway channel. I think, yeah, Caker has. I think maybe, no. Here we go. Ends in 2 days. And then we also have this plane contract giveaway channel, which is just like a feed of all the giveaways that are ongoing. A cool way to quickly look to see what's currently active. So you can see like up here, all of these have ended, right? So you can see this one is still ongoing because it's currently giving away. This one's ended. So nice, cool way you could do it. But anyways, back to the player news channel. We got Adam Cack, who reached 300K silver planes. Nice, congrats, bro. Voitando's gone for the weekend, so I don't think I've seen him today. I don't think I've seen him in chat, so that makes sense. Yeah, I put my player news post in here. Handling at IAD delayed due to constant ice. Send more planes posted their hubs, which looks like their hubs. IAD and HKG, so that's pretty cool. Hammy's hub news. In real life, balances priority. So Hammy plays BKK, HKG, and LHR daily, 3 times per week until de-icing's going on. IAD in Leipzig. Cool. That makes sense. Air Sripuram is now, Muscat is now open. We got Neon inactive until summer vacations. Cats reached 2 million silver planes. Congrats, Cats. Aries Mike maxed out HKG. Congratulations, bro. And dude, fleeting negligence just reached 1.7, but like 5 days ago they're at 1.6. That's some pretty quick movement, bro. That's awesome. Congratulations. Just 6 days after. Awesome. Congratulations. But while we were in Discord, oh yeah, for suggestions. Because we also have a suggestions channel, right? So we have a World Airport suggestion channel in the Phat Airlines Discord, which is, it's in the World Airports category, and it's right here, Roll of Suggestions. And that's just what Hammy put in a World Airport suggestion here, and on the Phat Airlines Discord, but also on the official forum. So on the official forum, you can click on this link. Maybe I can't. I don't know why I can't. Anyways, you can't even copy. We have to try it again another day. But yeah, the suggestion is to see an option to automate the de-icing of de-icing. So definitely something I was just talking about, and we want to see. And then I think Mercurial Justice. Close Discord and reopen it. There we go. Just forum links for now. Right. So look, this is an official post from World of Airports developer Charlie. And it's World of Airports cross-platform profile migration guide. Posted 3 hours ago. Thank you, Yoda. I think Yoda, you were the one who shared this with me, right? Thank you, Yoda, for sharing this. And I think like a few people were mentioning it in the chat. But let's see here. So Google Play to Apple Game Center. Please read this carefully before clicking any buttons. Incorrect steps cannot be done and may result in permanent data conflicts. So you gotta be careful. We gotta read this. We gotta read this before doing anything. So let's read it. Let's see if there's anything surprising. Let's see if there's anything that we need to know. This was posted 3 hours ago, so this update is probably coming somewhat soon. Important information, read this first. Only profiles already linked to Google or Apple can be migrated. So if it says local guest profiles cannot be moved. So if you're the best way to tell if you're a local or guest profile is if your player name is like player and a bunch of random numbers. That is typically the number one indicator that you're playing on a local or a guest profile. So if you have any other kind of name, then typically you're on a linked account. So even if it seems random, like I know there's a couple of you who have random names. Sometimes Google will kind of give you a random name, but as long as it's not player and a bunch of numbers afterwards, you're probably not on a local profile, okay? Linking is part of the migration process. Do not link the profile manually outside this flow. Okay. Profile can only be linked to only one account. Google or Apple accounts that were already used with another WoW profile will not work. Oh, okay, let's keep reading though. Migration overwrites data on the target device. Profile merging is not possible. The target device profile will be deleted. Use only a Google Apple account that has never been used in WoA before. Profiles cannot be unlinked. We are technically unable to unlink a profile from Google or Apple once linked. That's a little sad. But it seems like it's a technical problem. So in English, what this means is if you've ever linked an account to your Apple account and to World of Airports, then this migration won't work. You have to create a new Apple account in order to get it to work. Or vice versa. If you have a Google account and you've already linked it to Google to World of Airports, then the migration won't work. Kind of unfortunate. I wish it would be cool if there was a way to be able to unlink your profile, right? Because I think I started an Android account on my personal Google email, but like I would prefer to bring over one of my iPhone accounts over, but it looks like what I would have to do is create a new Google profile in order to get that working, which kind of defeats the purpose for me. Especially if I can't unlink that account, because like I linked that account because I wanted to play World of Airports, and then I kind of decided to stop playing that account because it's like, all right, I don't have anything, there's no purpose here, and I don't even have an Android phone or Android device that I could play daily. But I hope this is something they can address, that profiles can be unlinked, because if they can fix that, then my biggest complaint about this would be resolved, right? Because then there's no issues. You can just unlink your account and delete your old account. That's perfect, fine. And a lot of people want that too. A lot of people want to be able to like reset their account. So before 2.0, we were able to reset our airports, our account. Hopefully that's something they could do. But let's keep reading, because maybe it gets addressed later on, right? This is my first time reading it, by the way, so we'll have to see. Part 1, on the old device. This is where your progress currently exists. You're going to go to game settings. You're going to go to profile. You're going to select cross-platform profile management. So where is that? Right here. That's the second one. It looks like you hit open. Choose add this profile to another platform and tap add. Select Google or Apple. Log in using your Google account or Apple ID. Not use Game Center nickname. System check runs if an account was never used, then success. If an account was already linked, error showed, and then you have to stop. It's forcing you to stop. So it'll say this Google account's already associated with another game account, and therefore you cannot progress. This account is already linked with Apple account. If successful, your profile is now prepared for transfer. So and on the new device, then what you do is you go to game settings, you go to profile tab, and then you go to cross-platform profile management. Select a load profile from another platform to this device. Warning appears. It says, warning, the game will restart and data on this device will be lost. That's like your local account essentially will be lost. Confirm only if you are sure. The game restarts, login screen appears, select Google or Apple, the same account used above. Log in and game loads your migrated profile. Common errors and what they mean. Account already linked to another game account. That Google Apple account was already used before and cannot be reused. Profile disappeared. Wrong account selected during login. New empty profile loads. Migration was skipped or wrong credentials used. If you need help, you can contact Flyboys support at support@flyboys.games. You want to include your player name or game ID. You want to include the original platform, Android or iOS. What your target platform is, which is the opposite one, I think. Exact step where it failed, and screenshot of the error. Take your time, read each step carefully, and once confirmed, there is no undo. Okay, we got some questions and answers too. If I stick with my device, I don't have to do anything correct. That is correct. No actions required. If I switch between my iPhone and my iPad and iPhone as before, do I have to do anything? No. As long as both devices uses the same Apple ID and Game Center account, you can still do it automatically. Do I have to share my Apple account to download the game on Android? It depends on what you want to do. For normal play, Apple, Game Center, and Android are separate platforms. You cannot use an Apple account to play on Android. For one-time platform transfer, when the feature is available, your Apple ID is used only as a secure carrier to move your progress once to Android. After the transfer, the progress will then be linked to Google Play Games. So okay, it's like a one-time transfer too, because this does not enable playing on both platforms at the same time, and it does not sync progress continuously. And I wish it was like a cross-play, but I mean, at least this solves the problem of people like buying new phones. But like, what if I switch? I know some people who go from iPhone to Android, and then they go back to iPhone after that, and then they go switch back and forth. So like, essentially, you can only switch once, and then you're locked out again. Like, then you run into the same problem. You can't switch it. You can't migrate back. Kind of a problem, I think. But I guess they'll have to solve that when that happens. Same device, nothing to do. iPhone to iPad, nothing to do. iOS to Android, one-time transfer only. No simultaneous cross-platform play. All right. Interesting. I mean, I'm glad, because at least that solves a problem that people were having, right? It solves a problem people were having, but I don't think it fully resolves what people were looking for, right? If you can only swap once and you decide to switch phones again, like it's not like a phone, like I don't people. It's not like you buy one phone. I mean, nowadays when you buy a phone, you have a phone for 3 years, right? Nowadays, I know it used to be like 2 years, but most people nowadays have a phone for 3 years. Um, I know some people are less frequent, some people are more frequent, but I know most people, most consumers will buy a new phone every 3 years. So like in 3 years, I guess that's a problem Airport has to deal with in 3 years. Like in 3 years, if somebody switches back to iPhone, then they have to create a whole new Apple account, which doesn't quite make sense. Because like if you have to create a whole new Apple account, that doesn't vibe with the entire flow of what you do. The same thing with Google account, because if you switch phones and you have a Google account, you already bought all your apps on your one Google account. Now you're gonna create a new Google account just so you can play World at Airports. I mean, I guess that's what the solution is, but I don't think it's the greatest solution. At least it's something, but something's better than nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, but if they had a way to delete my old game profile from my old account, I think that would solve a lot of problems. But yeah, that's still pretty cool, exciting. Not something I'm going to be using because it's a one-way transfer. You know, it's not crossplay. It's not. It's not crossplay. I can't bring my account back to iPhone, so it's not something I'm gonna be using at all. You know, I thought it was gonna be something where I could get like an Android tablet, be able to play on that for a little bit to kind of switch it back to my iPhone. That would be really exciting for me. But the way it is, or the way it's laid out on that FAQ, not something I'm gonna be using. I'll just keep on buying my iPhones and iPads and just not even have to worry about it. Now, I might try something with my brother, you know, see if just to make sure it works and like show you the steps on how it works. So we might just do like a test run, but I'm not gonna use like my real account or anything like that. I'm not gonna be doing anything like that with with this. So, yep. All right, back to World of Airports, guys. Sorry, we were talking about the Phat Airlines Discord. We were talking about my time off. We were talking about some news that we got, like a post that was posted 3 hours ago. So really, really cool. Kamikaze says hopefully it goes well. Thank you, man. Go Nav Max CNN without international level, only regional. That's interesting. Why didn't you unlock the international, man? TJ Bay said prayers and well thoughts. Well, thank you so much. Wendy Sanchez says, I don't know what that means. Richie Lambo says, may it go well. Thank you, man. Darius Pilot's here. Sohan says, I have a question. Is the A332 getting reworked too? I don't know when it's getting reworked, but like, yeah, all the planes are going to get a rework eventually. Especially those planes that like haven't been updated in price. That's like the number one indicator that they might need to get reworked. Now, there are some planes like the A388, which was already reworked, but that was before they did the increase of prices. So like the A388 is like really cheap compared to a lot of other planes. Adam Cack, sending prayers. Thank you, man. Michael, what's good, man? Joseph, what's good? Link is here. Fat, did you know if you click the temperature on the Muscat level button, you could change the time and weather? Yeah, man. That was actually updated, I think, was it this last 3.4? But it was kind of recently. They added this feature where you could click on the temperature and the weather, and you could change the weather. You can change the time. So if like, which is pretty cool for some people, because like what happens when you first load into the airport, or yeah, when you first load into the airport, the airport is loaded based off of the current time and the current weather of that airport, right? So if I'm logging into LHR right now, it's probably going to be close to sunset, because I think it's like 5 p.m. over there, right? probably going to be close to sunset time over at LHR. And whatever the real world temperature is, or weather, weather condition, that's also what's going to be happening here. And this is also pretty cool if you want to take pictures, right? So actually, let me rewind before I get there. So yeah, when you first load into an airport, it's based off of the current real world time and real world weather. So for some people who could only play during certain times of their day, right? They would never get to experience certain airports at different times of the day. Now, just because I load into Muscat and it's nighttime doesn't mean that it always stays nighttime at Muscat on my game, because time does move faster in the game than it does in real life. So you do go through a night and day sequence a lot faster in the game, but some people don't spend enough time in the airport to really experience that. So this allows you to kind of manually set it the way you want. That way you can just play the way you want, and really great for like pictures if you want to take pictures. Really great if you want to if it's like foggy and you can't see. So like for accessibility, for example, like foggy. If it's foggy, you can barely see anything, man. Especially at nighttime, like it's hard to see. I mean, that's pretty cool for realism, but it's great. I mean, it's horrible for my stream, right? So if like this was actually, this is what happened on when IAD updated, and we played IAD. It was foggy, so we could barely even see any of the updates that happened. So what we could do next time when this happens is we could just change the weather to sunny, and boom, now it's sunny out, no clouds in the sky, and we could see everything nice and clear. So good call out. But yeah, I definitely knew. Adeline came back because of the A330 Neo. Nice. Mercurial Justice, a wiki editor in the forum, basic player of the forum team, but not a mod. Gotcha. Ultra asked, "Are you nervous?" I think I'm just psyching myself out about the surgery, but not like I'm not nervous, because like why am I gonna be nervous? I have nothing. Like there's a couple of things I can that are under my control when it comes to the surgery. Like I can just follow the directions that they gave me, which include like making sure I'm wearing clean clothes the night before and the day of my surgery, making sure I launder my bed sheets the day like before I go to sleep, making sure I shower the night before my surgery and use the special wipes, the like disinfectant wipes they gave me. So I can do all those things, right? But like the part that I'm more nervous about is like the actual procedure, right? But it's like I'm not gonna let that get in my head. I have no control over that. Why am I gonna get nervous over that? I'm gonna try not to get nervous over it, Because like ultimately, I'm not the one doing surgery on myself. But surgery, I'm getting like I have a abdominal hernia. I lost 50 pounds from since May, so I think that's what it's from. But I'll ask the surgeon again just to see what he. Yeah, I lost 50 pounds from May until today, so it's like. And then it doesn't hurt me right now, but like what they told me and what I've also found online is, it can cause problems kind of randomly. Yeah, it could cause problems kind of randomly without any warning is what I meant, not randomly, but without any warning, it can like just kind of cause a problem, which then will require me to go to like the emergency room. And one thing I don't want to do is go to the emergency room when I'm in Mexico, or go to the emergency room when I'm on a boat on a cruise. Because in May I'm going to Mexico for vacation, and then in August I'm going on a cruise vacation. So I don't want to put myself in a position, or my family in a position, where all of a sudden something happens that I have to go to the emergency room, especially if I'm not at home and in another country or in the middle of the ocean. That's not gonna happen. So yeah. What's up, Ruben? Nice to see you. What if everybody did stream for 30 minutes? TJ Bay said that'd be funny, bro. That'd be cool, actually. Roti wants to see a stream channel and Phat server for WoA streams. Interesting. Yo, Ginger Jesus is a daily player, but you have the birth of your third child on the way. Let's go. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. I'm over here with two children. Well, Hammy asked, "Will you be playing Bari during the Streamathon month?" Yeah, we'll be playing all the airports, which is like part of the excitement for me is that like it allows me to go back to like some of the other airports like San Diego, Innsbruck, Bari, LHR. But I still kind of go to LHR as it is because LHR is such a great hub for me for making silver planes. But like those other three airports really aren't so great. But you know, one of the things that I tell people and I do is like if you don't have a lot of planes waiting for landing or waiting for handling, then your best bet is to go to another airport where you do have planes and then come back later or come back another day to that airport so that way you have more planes to handle. What's up, Pew Whaler? Pew Whaler says, I play 3 airports daily. It takes sometimes up to 6 hours. Yeah, dude, my LHR takes forever, but I enjoy it though, because like the cool thing is I don't have to. I'm not stuck to my iPad during those hours that I'm playing. I need to. Well, I know I'm way behind. I'm like 30 minutes behind in chat, so I'm gonna skim through a lot of chats right now. So I apologize if I missed your chat, but I'm gonna read it, but I'm not gonna read all of them out loud. And I want to also see what you guys think about the crossplay. I think, well, I know a lot of times you guys are making chat messages on there while I'm talking about it, so that's what I'm trying to catch up to. Michael said we need an auto de-icing button. Yes, please. Any idea when the HKG call sign competition will start? Well, I mean, technically it's starting already, right? Because like you can buy planes right now, but I think I know what you mean, right? You want to know when I'm gonna open the channel. I can open the channel soon. It'll probably happen sometime after my surgery, which is Thursday, and time after that is when I'll create the channel. Once I'm feeling a little bit better, because like I'm gonna have time off from work, right? So it's like I'm not gonna be working from 9 to 5, so I'm gonna have time to do other things, which include setting up the Hong Kong call sign competition. Bats planes are the only exceptions to my 30-day inactivity rule. Well, I'm sorry that's been like, has it been 30 days? Because I have been going to IAD. So, oh, by the way, I'm reading these messages, but I'm not reading them out loud. So Sammy said, my planes have been in your IAD for 32 days, but I don't care how often planes return. I can't believe it's been that long. Well, maybe I can because I do go to IAD still, but I'm spending like an hour there or 2 hours there. And then anytime there's like a plane that needs de-icing, it just occupies that stand until I notice it, you know? So like I could step away for 15 minutes and that plane could have needed 15 minutes for 15 minutes could have been like how long it was waiting there. So we'll see. What's up, Snowyak? Yoda says, I don't have VIP chat and I'm a Twitch subscriber. Do we still get it? So you have to go into Discord here. Yeah, I think you have to go into your settings and you have to go to authorized apps. No, maybe it's not authorized. It's integrations. Connections, I think it is. Yeah, you go to so you go to settings, you go to connections down here, and then you have to connect your, if you're on Twitch, which you are, right? You want to connect your Twitch account. If you're on YouTube, a YouTube member, you want to connect your YouTube membership. That what that does, it automatically finds out if you're a Twitch subscriber or a YouTube member, and it'll automatically apply that that role to you, which gives you access to those channels. Additionally, even if you do lose your Twitch subscription, I have like a 7-day grace period, or I think it's 7 days. I forget what the exact time frame is, but I have a grace period because I know sometimes some people like to wait to like resubscribe until like for the stream, which I completely understand. I sometimes do that too. But you like to resubscribe on stream. That way you get the nice little pop up, the little emote explosion, you know? So yeah, you go there. Oh yeah, I saw Voitando. All right, I'm at 11:40 p.m. So I'm still like 30 minutes behind somehow. What's up, Raptor X? Yeah, it's sad that crossplay is not going to be available. It's sad. Transferring data costs the devs a lot. It's great they're giving it for free itself. Yeah, I think they really need to like create some kind of Flyboys account or something. You know, they have what Airport Prague, they have World of Airports, they have the Flyboys game, and then they have this new game like Tetris inspired game that they talked about, right? So you're gonna have 4 games. I mean, it would make sense just to have one Flyboys account, I think. Um, but maybe I would guess, I would hope that they've already explored that option and maybe it was just not in the realm of possibilities. But yeah, crossplay would have been like the game changer. That would have been like fantastic. That would have what that's what would have got me excited about cross or about platform transfers. Or even if it's like just unlimited transfer back and forth. You know, the fact that I can't go from iPhone to Android and then back to iPhone is does make me sad. It does seem like a missed opportunity. But yeah, I don't know how things are behind the scenes. I only know how things are like as a as a gamer, right? I could tell you what I want to see as somebody who plays the game, but I don't know what the back end looks like. I mean, again, it's not my job to know what things look like in the back end. I'm not, I'm not a developer of the game. I'm just playing World of Airports, just like you are, and enjoying the game just like you are, and I have like the same or I have similar, requests and wishes like you guys do too. So, yep. Christopher asked, "Will hey Fat, will there be a Concord email contract?" Um, if there is a Concord email contract, it's not going to be a guaranteed email or a guaranteed contract for everybody, right? So what I prefer to do on my email contracts, which is you could sign up for at PHATAIRLINES.com, but what I prefer to do on my email contracts is make it so every single person who replies is guaranteed a plane. Okay, and I think I love doing that route because that just makes sure that every single person who wants a plane gets a plane. Um, there's no decision has to be made, no random selection. Just everybody gets one. And that does get a little expensive, especially like right now I'm giving away an A343. And if we look here, an A343, why did that happen? A343. An A343 is $313,000, all right? 313,000. And I got at least 100 replies. And I'm still getting more replies right now, asking for the plane. Right? So if you got 313,000 wallers and you get 100 replies, that's 33 million wallers. 33 million wallers. And that's a lot of wallers. So that's problem number one, right? And then problem number two is contract capacity. I need to have 100 open contract slots, which is a little bit of a problem, but that's something I can, because when you're buying contract slots, your time limited too. So when you buy the silver ones, it's every 48 hours you can buy the silver ones. And when you buy the gold plane ones, it's every 24 hours. So like at most you can get 18 plus 12, 30. At most you can get 34 extra contract capacity every 2 days. And that's if you log in every 24 hours on the dot. So it takes me some time to really kind of build up in airports where I have enough wallers to give away airplanes and enough contract capacity to give away airplanes. That's why I can't do them weekly anymore. But I want everybody who replies back to get that airplane. That's why I hesitated to do the E-planes, because man, it's expensive, right? To get 33 million wallers at some airports is like impossible. That's why I could do it at LHR, because I play LHR so much and have so many of my own fleet planes. Because when you have your own fleet planes, your fleet planes make you more money. So when you have more fleet planes, you get more wallers, which then allow you to buy more planes, right? It's like a never-ending cycle. But yeah, Concorde will not likely be on the email contracts. Your best bet to go for Concords is to join the Phat Airlines Discord, and then go to our giveaway special plane. I try to do Concorde giveaways at like once a week on Discord, sometimes more frequently, sometimes less frequently, but I do Concorde giveaways on the Discord, because this way I know it's randomly selected. I know it's fair and equal to everybody, and it doesn't require too much effort from me either, which is nice. So yeah, that's your best bet if you really want to get a Concorde. And I'll actually put up another Concorde post tonight. I think I'll do one from BKK. These Concords, I had I had some VIPs who stopped playing certain airports. Like I think they stopped playing BKK, and they wanted it to go to like HKG, but a Concorde can't go from HKG, or maybe it was Muscat, I think it was. Yeah, Concorde can't go from LHR to HKG. Therefore, they're like, okay, just cancel it, and then now I'm giving it to somebody else. So did your son like the shovel? So my son, I couldn't. First off, I could not find a small shovel for him. But second off, he ended up getting sick, or being sick, I should say, because he might have already been sick last Saturday. But like on Sunday, he was miserable. Like there was no way I was gonna let him go outside, even if we did buy him a shovel. He just started feeling better like Wednesday this week, so feeling good now. DJ Bay, you have to go to the sick bay on a cruise ship before? Bro, not only do I not want to have to do that, but they don't take insurance on your cruise ship. So like I have insurance, like health insurance. So it's like if I'm paying into health insurance, I would want them to cover it, or utilize it. Even though I'm starting to realize how much of a scam health insurance sometimes is, where it's like if I ask for a cash price without insurance, it's sometimes lower than like what I have to pay with insurance, which makes no sense. But whatever. Lots of people could rant about that. I'm not going to rant about it because I'm still learning about it. There's a lot of things I need to still learn about it. Andre, Frederic Pengen said, "Are you currently grinding HKG?" Yeah, 100% grinding HKG. You know, there is like news, rumors. I guess news. There's like info that like, you know, Zurich is going to be the next airport, right? But like the real question there is like we don't know when it's coming out, but we know that HKG came out in December, right? So if HKG came out in December and World of Airports is aiming for an airport or 4 airports a year, that and they typically release a new airport every 3 months. That means we're getting kind of close to when a new airport might come out. You know, February, March, because it's January 31st here in New Jersey. February, March, you know, could be when the new airport comes out. I'm really expecting like March, but who knows? Because like some of these, they also say they work on multiple airports at a time, right? So like a smaller airport might be easier to release than like a big airport like HKG. So I don't know. Now I'm grinding it out. I'm like level 82 at HKG on my main account, or actually that's the only account I have it. But I'm level 82 there. I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to like speed run it, but I'm trying to just like make sure I play it enough so that way when the new airport comes out, I have all I have to do is like level it up a few times. Claim your level rewards at Muscat. Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Playing with 10 out of 10 contracts return into your LHR. Oh, that's the Magis guys. Go support Hammy's post. Let's take a look here. Maybe I could click on it now. Um, Go here. I was having a problem with Discord. Hammy, you have the okay and the capability to post your forum link on in Twitch chat. Go ahead and do that. Because I want people to vote for this. I mean, this is something that I ranted about for like 10 minutes, right, on stream. But like we want to see an option to automate the de-icing process in the game by introducing a new de-icing manager or by adding de-icing as a paid upgrade to the tower manager. I like the paid upgrade actually. To streamline inter-operations, reduce the amount of manual handling required from players. New de-icing manager or ground manager upgrade. It could also be for free, right? Included with the ground manager. The same way they added like the schedule stuff. Why is this a good idea? It reduces repetitive manual clicking, especially at busy airports with high aircraft turnover. Ensures aircraft are de-iced promptly, preventing unnecessary delays when managing large fleets. Makes winter operations feel more streamlined. Allows players to focus on overall strategy instead of constant micromanagement. Offers a new use for players' surplus silver planes. I would also add that I mean all the other mini games that we have, you're not forced to interact with it, right? Like when it comes to the landing mini game, like when you're landing your own planes or when your own planes are landing, you're not forced to like say no, I want to skip the landing mini game. Like not that doesn't pop up. With the parking mini game, you're not forced to like it's just a toggle on off. But even if de-icing is toggled off, even if de-icing is toggled off, which it is, right? De-icing's toggled off. You still have to confirm that you want it. You want to play like you don't. You want the game to do de-icing now. Whereas all of these other mini games, landing, parking, de-icing, or landing and parking, not de-icing, like you have to turn it on in order for the mini game to be turned on. But de-icing is the one exception where you have to push a button for it to like actually do something. Um, for the developer perspective, it improves player satisfaction, potential monetization, progression opportunity. Yep. Yeah, I mean, even at LHR, when LHR has de-icing, I skip that airport, and that could be terrible because I have like 1,500 contracts at LHR. You know, at least at IAD, I only have like 800 contracts. You know, LHR, I got like double the amount. So if I skip LHR for like one day, I end up getting like twice as many contracts coming in. So yeah, I forgot that LHR also gets de-icing. Yeah, I would probably play. Yeah, I don't play Prague, especially a lot during the winter because of de-icing. So, all great points. Thank you. Immortal King, you have a server giveaway? Nice. Yeah, I'm like 15 minutes behind in chat. I'm at 12:05, and it's 12:18 now, so we're almost there. Yo, I also like this feature a lot, where, well, I guess the tower manager handled it for me, but like if you're in the airplane camera view, you can still tell the plane to like line up and take off, or take off or cross runway. You don't have to back out of the camera view. I wish they could do that in more can like I wish they could do more of the like single plane handling while in this camera view. You know, like maybe let me handle the plane while I'm watching it. You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, start the boarding, the baggage. Wilf Emery, no need to spam, bro. I don't know if that was accidental or not, but please don't spam, because I know my me and my mods will ban you. But do you think they should make the second runway at Prague Airport? Bro, that's been asked so many times, and from my understanding is that they are intersecting runways, and by operating one, you're essentially disabling the use of another, because one runway is going to be active and the other runway intersects there. At a point where it would be a disabled runway until the other runway is cleared. So essentially, you would still be operating one runway at a time. It's just you would have two runways. But also, it doesn't work like that in real life. And then the developers of World Airports, Prague Airport is their home airport. It's like their local, or not local, but it's the airport that, yeah, it's their home airport, I would say. So they're gonna go for the most realistic there out of all the airports they can go for realism, because they can actually visit that airport and make it match real life as close as possible, which is what they're really proud of, what they've done, you know. If you look at one of the interview that they did with Heroes on Air, you know, they're really proud of like how they were able to like make Prague Airport work in the game. And then, you know, they talk about how hard it is to do some of the other airports because they don't have schematics for the airport. They don't have all the details. They don't know where everything is. But and then, you know, the players come back to them. It's like, why isn't this real? Why isn't this more realistic? And they're trying their best, right? But ultimately, you know, I hear that Prague Airport might be adding a second parallel runway. In which case, yeah, I would love to see them add that second runway. But having two runways in use at the same time, I don't think that's something that is actually like within normal airport operations, as far as my understanding. I'm not an aviation expert though. And then second, you know, I think even if they did enable like us to use that one runway, it would be a while, right? Because even if even with changing the runway directions the way it currently is, they would have to reprogram all of the taxi paths for all of the planes, right? So that is taking some time. We already see that happening at CNN, where you have different runway direction based on the wind, based on when you load into the game, the first time you load in. So like you one day you might load into CNN and you have one runway. The next day you load into CNN and it's the other runway, right? So that's pretty cool. They have that capability. They have to program all the taxi paths, which can be quite tough. And then adding another runway on top of that is an additional challenge. And they said, you know, especially when they updated IAD Washington, that was a challenge for them too, you know? You got VIP on Discord, you can't host a giveaway. So you go to bot channel and you type in /giveaway. I've done that a few times here so go here, you go to bot stuff, you type in /giveaway, and then you follow these prompts. You type in your airport, the plane type, the duration, the winners. Then you have optional receiving airport, which is if you only have one airport that you want it to send to, that you want to send it to. You have VIP only, which is if you only want the people who can enter are VIPs. And then you have notes. Notes could be, you know, how long you want somebody to like, how often you want somebody to handle it, or you could list like what airports were it could go to, the airplane can go to. Hidden makes our bot, right? And Hidden and I are working on a way to kind of like make it better, so that way we can show people what airports an airplane can and can't go to without having to type it manually in the notes. Make a petition for de-icing manager. That's what the forum post that Hammy posted here in chat was for. That's the petition. Ginger Jesus unlocked BKK on Vista Airways. Nice, congrats. Oh, you bought L plane contract? Sorry, I was busy talking and I didn't even notice the redemption come in. My bad. Yeah, so if you guys want to send me contracts, I highly recommend you send me contracts to my main account. My main account is the Fat Rican. Thank you for posting !Fat in the chat. My main account, right now I'm playing HKG, BKK, LHR daily. IAD is supposed to be a daily airport, but it's not daily right now because of ice. And ice is not automatic, so it makes it hard for me to kind of play it the way I play World of Airports, or at least the way I play my major hub airports. I can play, like when I go into the smaller airports, it's a different play style than when I'm playing my bigger airports. But anyway, so IAD is kind of like, it is a daily airport, but not until the ice is gone. What else? Yeah, you're better. I highly recommend everybody send me, or anybody can send me a contract to that account. I accept all requests. I don't really cancel contracts either. I am going to cancel contracts soon though. Ones that are over like 180 days old without a handling, because I think it's fair to say if you haven't handled a plane in 6 months, then you're not playing that airport anymore, you know, or you might not be playing the game at all anymore, but definitely not that airport. So or at least not frequently enough that I'm seeing my planes back. For Concords, I think it's a little bit a shorter time period, like I think 30 or 90 days. I haven't figured it out yet, but for most part, most people are sending back the Concords pretty quickly. But yeah, that's your best bet, because my stream only account, which is this account here, you do have to buy the contracts. Now, it doesn't cost you real money, but you do have to buy the contracts, and you can only buy it on Twitch. So when you go on Twitch, you get these Phat coins just for watching the stream. You get coins for following me, and you also get coins for you get extra coins if you're a subscriber on Twitch. So you can spend those coins on a lot of different things, but one of the things you can spend it on is a contract, right? And when you do that redemption, when you redeem that, like an L plane contract, then I go into my contracts here. I go ahead and accept your contract, and then I accept your payment. If you want me to send you a plane from my stream only account, which not recommended again because I only stream one time per week right now. Maybe like in the month of April when I do my streamathon, it might be a better idea. But anyways, or unless like you don't care how often handles, like that's what a lot of people here who do those redemptions, they have massive fleets. They have a lot of contracts coming in already, so they don't mind not seeing one plane for a week or two or three or four. All right, and then not only do I only stream once per week, but also have multiple airports to play, right? So right now on this account, I'm actively playing Prague, I'm actively playing Muscat, and I'm actively playing Sydney and Hong Kong, right? So that's 4 airports. And then, and also CNN, but CNN is not like, it's like almost like a, maybe an end of stream kind of, like maybe today we might go to CNN and play that, because like an end of stream kind of airport. Like, oh, we're about to wrap up. Let's play a nice, quick little CNN generic airport. But anyways, where I was going with that. Yeah, those people don't mind because they have huge contracts. They have huge, fleets, so they don't really mind too much. But for most players, if you want to level up, you want to progress, you want to send to somebody who's playing as often as you do or more often than you do. And that's why I recommend you send it to my main account, the Phat Rican, on one of the airports that I play daily, because then you'll see your airplanes back pretty frequently. Now, like, don't get me wrong, even though I play LHR daily, I have 1,500 contracts there. So for the most part, I think most people get their planes daily. Because actually, what I do at LHR, I do this at a lot of my airports, but at LHR, I have my prefer favorite airplanes turned on. But I also have arrival sequence turned on at LHR. So what this means is if you're sending me a G, F, E, or D plane, right? Those are the plane sizes that are landing first. Now, at LHR, I also have my airplanes and other people's airplanes second, my airplanes first. So, of course, my airplanes are landing first, or my airplanes are assigned first, and then they're landing based on the size order, with my planes landing first. But the bigger plane that you're sending me, the more likely they're going to be handled daily. If you're sending me a B plane, every once in a while, I do go into LHR and I turn this off, so that way they can just land in the order they were assigned. Especially if I realize, oh, there might be some smaller planes I haven't handled in a while, then I might turn this off. But for the most part, I have this turned on with this size preference, where size G and F are the first ones. So if you're sending the bigger plane that you're sending me, the more likely you're going to get it back daily as well. Free Phat coins. What does Twitch VIP do? So Twitch VIP, I gotta check to see who has VIP already here. But what I'm gonna do is whoever has Twitch VIP also is gonna have VIP Gold in Discord. Which means essentially you're going to have VIP forever. But VIP on Twitch, what that does, it essentially makes you it's like a step under a mod. You're not quite a moderator, but if we ever turn on like a slow mode on chat, or we turn on like emoji only mode or subscriber only mode, and you're not even a subscriber, then you are immune to all of those. So like we could be in emoji only mode and you could still say hi, where everybody else just do that waving hand, you could say hi. So, and you also get a cool little, like, I think diamond badge next to your name when you're in chat too, which is pretty nice. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm like 3 minutes behind in chat, which is actually pretty fantastic. I'm not that far behind. That's pretty cool. Ginger Jesus, where did you run the MD-11 20 plane giveaway of MD-11Fs? Was that at HKG or where else? Let me see if I can scroll up if I see that. Oh, cargo planes at HKG, right? That's that what you guys talking about? Oh no, Muscat. You're talking about Muscat, weren't you? Is 753 class as an M plane? Yeah. Because the 757 was an M plane. We're gonna keep that as an M plane here too. But the MD-11 is an L plane. DJ Bay says, I don't care how often on the handles. I care more about a timely renewal. Yeah, same here actually. Especially on certain airports. So like, let me actually mention this because that's a really great point. Because there's a lot of airports where you don't have a lot of stands, right? And at those airports, I still don't care how often you handle, but I do care how quickly you accept the contract, because like now you're taking up my only X stand or my only F stand at St. Martin and you're taking 7 days to accept it. That's like unacceptable, right? But I don't care. Well, typically it doesn't matter much to me if you're sending me, if you don't handle my F plane. Yeah, typically it doesn't matter to me if you're not handling my F plane every day, or if you're still handling it once a week or whatever. But when I'm waiting 7 days for my F stand to open up again, that is a problem. So I want to make sure you guys know, if I do have a request pending for you that's taking a long time, please go ahead and like ping me in the contract chat on Discord, or send me a DM, or send me an email. You know, reply to one of my emails that I sent for the newsletter. I would say email is a great way to contact me. DMs can get lost because DMs they go into message requests sometimes, and then I don't check message requests too often because I get so many of them that it's like, all right, I need to not overwhelm myself. But email is probably great. Contract chat is a great way too, because I look for the ping. But yeah, if you let me know if something's been pending for like a long time, going into an airport is pretty quick. Now, I don't like switching airports in the middle of me handling an airport. So like right now I'm handling Muscat, so I'm not a big fan of leaving Muscat just so I can go in and accept your plane. But what I try to do is the next time I'm in, once I'm done and before I switch to the next airport I'm going to play at, then I go to the other airport to play. Yo, what's up, Mert? I think I saw you before. I'm not sure if I mentioned, if I said a hello to you. Have you ever had sub mode on? There's no need for it right now, Ultra. But like, if we started getting spam, then we would turn on follower mode. But if like we still got spam after that, then we would turn on sub mode. Like it, I would only use it as a preventative measure, or if let's say we were doing like a major, let's say we were doing a beta stream and we had like hundreds of people here again. Because right now we only have 37, but beta streams we usually get like a lot more than that. But let's say we're doing a beta stream and I had 0 moderators here, or maybe just 1 moderator, and we had hundreds of people here, right? Then what I might do is put on follower mode first. Now VIPs, of course, you're going to be a follower already, like you have to be. Otherwise, that wouldn't make sense. But first, I'd put on follower mode, so that way we could cut down on the spam and some of the tomfoolery that might be happening. Then if things are still out of control, then we have the subscriber mode, and then emoji mode just for the trolls. Maybe I should make that a redemption, emoji mode for 60 seconds or something. Hugh Whaler said no one who plays daily wants an A21NX. That's crazy. I would take it at BKK. if nobody else wants it. I try to let other people take some planes too, you know. But I know like a lot of you guys know you could always send me planes, like, and I try to reciprocate too. That's one thing like about like if you send me planes and I start seeing your name every single day, or I start seeing your plane like pretty frequently, then I'm like, okay, this happened with like a couple of people. I'll say, you know, like send more planes, right? Send more planes. Now he's in chat, but before he was even like an active participant in chat and stuff. That user, that guy was sending me planes. I'm like, that's a cool name. But like then he started sending me more planes, and then I started seeing those planes every single day. And it's like, okay, this guy's active. Let me send him a plane back. And I do that. I try to do that with a lot of different players. Like if I see your planes coming in very frequently, then I'm like, all right, let me send you one or two planes. Especially if like I don't have time to like go into the contract board and look to see who's playing what airports. I just look to see who's actively sending me airplanes from from that airport, and then I'm gonna send them an airplane back. So that's another good reason to. Yeah, Cats, you're another one. Yep. TJ Bay says send more planes is one of the best in-game name ever. Yeah, it is, right? I'll just say I have a question. How is WoA? It's WoA, you know. It's it's still cool to play. You know, I would say the biggest thing I'm lacking right now is like gameplay updates. You know, maybe we should do a stream about like maybe when I come back we'll do a stream of my wishes or something that I could turn into a video, because it's been a while since I made a video, especially on stream. But like I have a lot of wishes in the game. You know, one of them is a de-icing, you know, tower manager. Another one, I have to write a list because I keep forgetting them. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I want to see challenges. You know, I want to see something that really rewards or encourages people to play daily. And actually, I probably should have talked about this earlier, not an hour and a half into stream. But one of the ideas that I have for a new contest, and I'm going to go into my volunteer chat, but I have this idea. I asked in my volunteer chat, anyone here has a lot of planes sent on random arrivals? And there's a few people who have a lot of planes sent on random arrivals. And one of the contest ideas that I want to do is I want to host a random arrival competition. And it's going to be similar to like my Prague competition that we ran almost a year ago. But it's where we're going to have people who are designated like senders, right? So we have people who have a lot of planes going off to random arrivals. For example, if you guys saw my silver plane video where I spent like 2 million silver planes in like 5 minutes, I have like 12 planes going to LHR for my IAD, right? So the idea here with this contest is we would have a channel for the contest, and you would have certain people be like the senders. So you would have me, you would have Hammy, you would have Fleeting Negligence, you have Sammy, you'd have you know, other people who wants to join in. Yeah, Sammy, Hammy, and Fleeting Negligence, right? So those, like, you know, us four would be the senders. And then we would want to tell you guys when our planes are arriving, right? So I could go into the radar here. I can go to my airplanes. I could see which ones are going out. And then this one's not, like, none of these are going on random arrivals. But let's say, for example, this was going on a random arrival, right? I could say, hey, this plane is arriving at 15:20 my time, right? At at IAD. And then what you guys could do, if you play an IAD, if you have IAD as an airport, you can try and hit that random button by going into your contract menu here and click the random player arrival button and see if you get one of our airplanes as a random arrival. If you do get us as a random arrival at that time, or that airplane, then you take a screenshot of it, you post it on the channel, and then you get a point as the person who received it, and then the person who sent it also gets a point, right? So, and then whoever gets the most amount of points would win. Now, we'd probably have more than one winner, right? So that way you have like maybe different airports, but I want to fine tune it, because like I want to make it so maybe people who play Innsbruck or who only have, because like, how do I word this? People who only have one airport unlocked are at a severe disadvantage compared to somebody who has all the airports unlocked, right? Because like you can only click the button once every hour, right? Whereas if you have all the airports unlocked, that means you have 13 button presses, 13 chances to do it. So I'm gonna have to find a way. Maybe like each airport has its own winner or something. But ultimately, I think that would be cool because I think it gets people to play the game. Like both as the sender, we would have reason to send out random arrivals. As the receiver, you'd kind of get excited to maybe see if you can get one of the people's random arrivals, and get us playing other airports potentially. I mean, even necessarily, you don't have to even play the airport to accept a random arrival, but that's what I'm trying to think of. What do you guys think? But yeah, I would love to see more incentive to play the game daily in this game. I mean, like, yeah, we get 100 silver planes for free every single day. Yeah, we get 500 wallers every few hours. But like, I mean, 100 silver planes when you need 10,000 for the week is not a lot. That's 700. That's not even like 10% of the way there. So it's just, oh, Sammy, sorry. Oh, was that triple S? And you take F cargo to Muscat. So here's the problem with my Muscat, or Muscat in general, right? Let's see what we have waiting to arrive, right? So we have our cargo stands are completely full because there's only 3 of them. But like the rest of the airport is empty, right? We're just waiting for departures. But here we go. We have 2 airplanes here still waiting for arrival for cargo. So I mean, yeah, you could send me if you want, but that's the problem here at Muscat. And actually, let's take a look here. Let's see what timelines look like. Yeah, Aerolíneas Santiago. Like, I'm not going to cancel these contracts. Well, maybe I will, but 20 days, not too bad, 37 minutes. How dare you? I'm just kidding. Oh, sorry, Mert. Amit. What else we got? GRU for 55 days, right? So that might be a contract you want to explore canceling. 170 days for these planes here. $91 days at Bari for Dolphin. $55 days at LHR for his just Alfie. Yeah, not too bad actually. Yeah. Like, I try to be more more understanding, especially on this account, because like we got Stitches. I don't even think Stitches paid for it. I think somebody paid for it on their behalf. That's like my hesitation though when other people pay for other people's redemptions. Is that yeah, they might be here for like 1 or 2 streams, but like, are they gonna keep being here? I mean, I appreciate like people joining in though. All right, I think we're gonna go to HKG next, just to make a little bit of progress. And I also need to send Yoda his plane. I need to send Yoda his plane. Here we go. I got no stands. Go ahead and start handling planes. We need to clear out these planes. Yeah, I forgot. Do I even have handling equipment? Let's take a look real quick. So I have 3 boarding, I have 3 baggage, 3 cleaning. Then I have 2 catering and 2 fuel. Okay. So what this means is like I'm really low level here. What I need to do at HKG, brand new airport for me, is I need to maybe handle two smaller planes at a time and then one large plane at the same time. Actually, like my stands are kind of configured for that because I think these are the only stands I have unlocked right here. I don't have anything else unlocked anywhere else in the airport. I only have 11,000 wallers. So, brand new airport, and that's, yeah, this is perfect. I get to handle one larger plane and then two smaller planes at the same time. So that's going to be great for. Well, this is the one that Yoda wants, so we'll send this over to you, Yoda. Do I have to? Oh no! Oh no! I think I should have canceled it before I landed it. What am I doing? I just messed up again, didn't I? Oh, we got Ambulift here. Where's the other one that's working though? Working right here? I don't see an Ambulift. Oh. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Come on, go over here. Why isn't it disappearing? Oh, there it goes. Okay. DJ, you're at this stage in MSY. Yeah, it's such a rough. It's such a rough stage. It's actually where like the most amount of strategy has to happen in this game too. Yeah, it's when the most amount of like strategy and like thinking has to happen. That's what like yeah happens in this game is when you're in a brand new airport. Yo, thanks for subscribing, Sky Ops Woa. Appreciate that. We're gonna do here. We're gonna plane landed next. I like to land my planes mainly because my planes make me more wallers. Now over here, I could land these event planes, but since a lot of these players here have been waiting for their planes for a while, I'm going to land player planes. We're gonna start with the Concorde, of course. Love landing Concordes. I don't even think I need a tower manager because like there's no stands here. Let's see what we got at level 7. At level 7 we have 5,000 wallers. Not bad. And then somebody asked before in chat, I forget who it was because I read it but I didn't read it out loud. It was like, how do you buy the premium pass? It's real simple. You just click this button, then you click yes, and then you buy the premium pass. Real simple. I don't know. I'm going to buy this premium pass, but I'm holding off a little bit because I want to wait till like maybe I don't know. Why am I waiting? I just want to remember how much it costs. 80 gold planes. What's up, Aryan? Educate, your tablet broke? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Watch Hammy's plane land. Bob Ross truly come through for me. You got that landing for sure. Sign up and take off, and we're gonna claim rewards, get rewards, and cancel. And this is going to Yoda now. Finally, after 2 weeks, he finally gets it. They finally get it. Skyopswo said the game is beautiful, which attracts many aviation fans, but the problem is the time constraint. What do you mean by the time constraint? You're talking about like the how long it takes to handle planes and stuff like that? I think that's a main problem when you're at a new airport. You're at a when you're at a large, like when you establish and grow an airport, the time part like of that of handling a plane and all that becomes less of an issue. Definitely becomes less of an issue. Off. Oh, I want to get a drop in too. Let me see if I can fix my green screen real quick. Oh. I'm so sorry, guys. I just totally screwed up that drop. Totally screwed it up. Totally screwed it up. And I right clicked on my screen. Oh, and it did it again. Alright. Why is your background green? Because I have a green screen. Oh, you can't even hear me. Can you hear me? Oh yeah, you can, huh? I have a green screen. I have a green screen. Now, if I turn down my brightness here, now I'm back. But I don't like how I'm not like. Oh, there we go. I could just put the light closer to me. How about that? That works. Yeah, it's the sun. The sun is super bright today. I think it's because of the snow underground. So, like my background usually is like, well, I have my blinds closed, but it's like super bright outside, and I think it's because there's snow underground, right? So the snow is reflecting the light in different angles than what it's used to. Yeah, reset drop, and let's get another group drop in. I'll get that started. Thank you, Sloppy. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not mean to mess up that. I even wanted to join the group drop. On Twitch, by the way, for you guys on YouTube, on Twitch we have this thing called group drops, and just drops in general. Where yeah, we have drops in general where you can like type an exclamation point drop followed by an emoji, or an emoji is optional, but I like it when you do an emoji. And when you do that drop, there's like a little target landing pad, and whoever lands on the pad wins. Or whoever lands closest to the middle wins. It's a fun thing to do. And then like especially if I'm recording a video or something, I encourage people, because when I'm recording videos, I'm recording it from the Twitch side. So I encourage people to do drops while I'm recording a video, because if I didn't want you to do drops, then I would just turn it off, you know. But yeah, I encourage you, so that way, you know, especially like if I'm reading, like before, like I was reading this. Where'd it go? Oh, it's in my Discord, that's why. Before I was reading the cross-platform notes, right? So like perfect time, because that could turn into a video. Actually, that might actually turn into a video. So that was like the perfect time to do drops, and then you could see your username coming up potentially while the drop was happening. Dolphin, we got Adam, and we got Dolphin. So, and this one is Raptor. So any 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 0, 0. We'll do this 0 here. Darius, thank you for the follow. I think the winners of drops should get a plane from Phat's main account. We could do something like that soon. There's just too many drops that happen throughout the stream. It's not like it's not like logged anywhere. Play next. Thanks for subscribing, man. The Raptor with the perfect landing, pretty close. 88. Pick one a stream. Interesting. What's up, Voitondo? Said free contract to your account. That's not a bad idea, actually, right? But yeah, the reason why though, the reason why we have the payments is so the people who are here, on stream, they're the ones who get the most amount of fat coins, and I want people who are here on stream to also, well, how do let me reword that. The people who are here on stream are also typically playing the game, you know, except for Ultra. Nah. Sorry, Ultra. Nah. Cracking myself up. But yeah, but people who are here typically play the game, right? So they tend to also, like, you know, I tend to see those planes coming in pretty frequently, or not frequently, but at least when I'm streaming. Ultra, I'm glad you're still here. I don't like talking about people behind their backs. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you heard that. Yeah, it's tough playing new airports, man. It's so slow. So I think if that's what you were talking about, plane, or who was that? Skyops. Yeah, it's a, oh yeah, you said before, yeah, something like that. Now imagine in a large airport. Yeah, I mean, we're in Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong is the large airport, right? It is a large airport, and I mean, Hong Kong, unless you're spending gold planes to unlock the airport right off the bat, you're gonna be. And I'm not intending on doing that here. The only reason I would spend gold planes for Wallers at this airport right now is if somebody redeems the like a Phat L plane contract, and I don't have a plane here that I could send them. But yeah, let me rewind. Hong Kong is a big airport. You know, it's a large airport. It's the largest one in the game, and you know we got all of this to unlock. We have, you know, this terminal over here to unlock. This is something to unlock as well, but this is part of the cargo section over here. So you see, we get all these stands here. And like these the terminals are not cheap. 15, 28, 18, 20, 25, and then you got the extensions 23, 21. It's expensive to get this. It can be really, really tough, especially when you're a new player. But it's slow at first, but that's why I usually try to recommend that people, and I know it's harder as a new player, but I recommend you try and get some player contracts when you're first starting off, because the player contracts, they're gonna give you the larger planes, right? If you get larger planes are gonna get you more wallers. So we look over here, like this A359, not, it's just a regular player arrival, but you saw there 1,417 wallers right here in actual revenue versus this small plane making me 200. You know, I need to handle this small plane 5 or 6 times and to get the same amount of wallers as I would to get this A359, right? And if I look at all these other, you know, the A388 from somebody else is 2,800. The 77 LF 1,900, right? So good way to get more wallers when you're first starting off. The hard part is, like right now I got that cargo plane waiting here, right? I got this cargo plane here. I think that's the only, I have 2, here's a second cargo plane, here's another cargo plane, I have 4 cargo planes in my queue, but I don't have a cargo stand. So you know, eventually I'm gonna have to buy this cargo stand or this cargo terminal, and then I have to also buy a stand. So it gets pretty expensive. What am I doing? Talking about We've got one connection left to Phat Airlines, slowly phasing them out. I got you, bro. Nah, I appreciate that you're here, Ultra. Like, don't get me wrong, man. Um, I like even though you don't really play anymore, I still appreciate that you still join in. You still keep up with the news. Um, there's a lot of other people who just like kind of like disappear, and I understand that too. But you still stick around and say hello, so I appreciate it, man. It's just that I know you're here, and I know the other guys aren't. So it's like I don't want to be smack talking to people behind their back. That's not who I am. And it's still out of fun. It's not like I'm actually like upset at you for not handling planes. Um, I just want to have fun, and it's more fun when you're actually here in chat versus when I'm talking about somebody who's not here. And it's like it can get awkward real quick. What's up, Air Barth? Nice to see you. Group parachute redeem isn't working. It's on a cooldown, right? Keep clicking the wrong one. It says it's on a 28-second. Like there's 25 more seconds for a cooldown. You redeemed it and it didn't do anything. Uh-oh. Reset the drop. Let me redeem it next. Broken. 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 Parachute. Access denied. What? How are we looking at like how are we looking over here? Guys want to hear my stream starting music, Ultra? I have yogurt here and I forgot to eat it. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like using what's it called? I felt that hype. Remember playing basketball? Yeah, I haven't turned on stream avatars for like a month because I had issues with streaming computer, I guess. I don't know what I don't actually know what was the issues. But I had issues where my one of my streams, whether it was like sometimes Twitch stream or sometimes YouTube stream, would have some incredible lag. Really bad lag. Not incredible the good way, incredible in the bad way. And it was really bad, so I just closed everything. I've been like afraid to open more programs on my computer. All right, we got some redemptions here. We got Crunch. How do you say your name? Crunch? That? Yeah. Your avatar's a corn on the cob. That's funny. It's so big. How many E-planes does Fat have to land? We have quite a few. Well, this one's like a random arrival. This one's not a random arrival. An F plane. Do I even have an F stand? Is that like, is this an F stand over here? And not even F stand. I could I buy an F stand? No, I can't even afford an F stand, man. I got an F plane here. I got cargo planes too, and I just accepted another cargo plane. So we're gonna, it's gonna be a little bit before like everything catches up, but that's how new airports are. That's why like I can just like stop and try to troubleshoot the drop problem, but I can't figure it out. It's not. I don't know why it's not working. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm super excited because you know how I mentioned earlier, if you guys were here, I mentioned earlier that I'm going on like a few vacations this year. One of my vacations that I'm going to going on a cruise. And on that cruise, we're gonna be stopping at St. Martin. And at St. Martin, I already booked an excursion where we're gonna go to the airport. It's so funny because like I told my friends and family who are going on the cruise with us, like I already booked this excursion. I'm going to look at this airport. And they're like at first they're like kind of confused, like why are you so excited to go to an airport? But then they remember like, oh, yeah, he has a YouTube channel. Um but yeah, I'm super excited to like so we're gonna I have this whole storyboard all laid out for when I go to the airport. Now I'm not gonna be in the airport because I'm on a cruise ship. You know, I'm on a cruise. I'm not flying to St. Martin, but the excursion is airport and scuba. So my understanding is that we're gonna be in the water at Maho Beach, like where the planes land. So I have like this whole storyboard laid out because what I want to do is, well, this is gonna be my trial run, but what I'm thinking is what this video is going to do for me is going to be like my first real life video where I start to explore real life airports. And then if I could tie it into world of airports, then I tie it in, right? And because like St. Martin makes sense, it's a interesting real life airport. Um, and it's also in World of Airports, so it kind of like links up with you guys who are here for World of Airports. Um, and you know that way I could still do World of Airports videos, but then I could also do some like travel videos. You know, because one of the things I've told you guys in the past is one of my goals is to like visit every single World of Airports airport in real life. So I'm like, why should I just limit myself to World of Airports when I have this whole YouTube channel that I could like I could do other airports. You know, there are other interesting airports in the world that aren't in the game yet, right? So I could do that with my channel potentially. So that's one of the ideas that I'm building out. I have the outline already complete. I already have the trip booked. I have the excursion booked. I have my 360 camera. I have my Ray-Ban Meta sunglasses. They're also regular prescription glasses too, but I have the Meta glasses. I have my iPhone. So I have those three cameras are gonna be all ready for me to use. Yes, my family's gonna be there. That's why I'm so hyped about the 360 camera because then I don't have to like I could exclude them from the footage. You know, I could just record 360, but then I could just reframe it so that way they're not in the shot. Only I'm in the shot. So I am super excited for that video, and can't wait to see it. You know, I can't wait to like record it. I can't wait to see what the finished product looks like. Like I said, if you need someone to come along and video and photograph, my passport is current. Nice. This first one is gonna be me doing maybe my wife, maybe Sloppy will help me, but it's mostly like the idea here is like I'm gonna be doing a lot of the legwork. I might do a little bit of like voice recording while on like destination, but I think a lot of it's gonna be voiceover. And you know, I mean, I might do some like a world airport segment in this video. I did reach out to like Flight Radar 24, and I reached out to Insta360, which is the 360 camera that I have, to see if they were like interested in sponsoring the video. Haven't heard back from them, but you know, I have to buy like a dive kit for my camera, my 360 camera, so that way, because we're going scuba, so I want to like, I'm gonna show that too. I mean, scuba is not like super like deep, right? It's just right there on the water, but still, you show what's in the water and stuff like that, I think would be pretty nice. And then I want to buy a chest mount too, so that way I can record without having to like hold a selfie stick. I already have the invisible selfie stick, so that's nice. But yeah, the first part is going to be me doing it by myself, and then eventually I want to have somebody helping me to get all those shots. That way I could focus on, well, one, I have to focus on the family, but two, I could focus on, you know, just for enjoying it and making some good content. What's up, Cody? What's up, ND Guarino? If you buy the premium pass now, you can use the Wallers to buy the cargo terminal. That's true. We should buy it. Cody says, to get a jump start on a new airport, you can save certain planes to use in other airports. That's true, right? So if I go right here to my fleet menu, which is right down here, I have all these planes here that are from all airports that you redeem at all airports. This is from other airports premium pass, and some like there's a few that you get in the regular free pass as well, but mostly the premium pass, you get a bunch of planes that you could redeem at any airport. So like the 77W, it might be a great idea for me to redeem this, so that way I could get, so I can get some a good boost, because a 77W is going to make me like what, 6,000 to maybe even 11,000 wallers per flight. So that's going to be pretty fantastic when it comes time to, you know, upgrading and buying stands and doing things like that, especially in a new airport, especially in a new large airport like this one right here. So actually, Andy, I know you made a good point, bro. We are going to go ahead and buy the premium pass. I think every single premium pass is worth it, but like, just because like, one, you get extra wallers, which are super helpful in the beginning levels. You get extra airplanes, which is very nice. Some people end up selling these airplanes in the beginning, but I like to keep them. You get extra handling crew, which is really the sweetest part, because the more handling crew you have, the less time you need to spend at an airport, right? Because that means you can handle more planes at once. And 5 handling crew is 45 gold planes. So that alone, you usually make your money back. But then you get extra contract capacity, even more planes. And here you also get some liveries. You get Premium 1, Supreme 1, and you get Basic 1 for free. So I think this Premium Pass is really, really great. And there's a special plane I think you get at one of the later levels too. You get, yeah, the A3ST, the Beluga, and you get what, the A. Is that it? I thought you got the A224 or 124. Or is that free? Is that free? But even still, even if you don't get that special plane, you still get one special plane, which is nice. And you get all these other airplanes that you could redeem. This is a contract though, but you get all these other airplanes that you could redeem at HKG. A few of them that you could redeem at any airport, which can help you. And you get silver planes too. So really great. Oh, let's go ahead and unlock that premium pass now. Unlock it. And essentially, I paid 80 gold planes right now, so I could get the 20,000 wallers. I think we have another 5,000 over here. We get 5 more handling crew. we got another 5,000 wallers right there. Nice. Let's go ahead and first push back, start handling, and let's go ahead and start buying that cargo terminal, because the cargo terminal over here is really cool, because this essentially activates another runway for you. So it's really cool to activate this terminal, especially since I have cargo planes waiting. It's a good idea. I think a good idea to unlock this terminal, because you get to use this runway over here. The bad thing about unlocking a terminal is I guess it's not necessarily a terrible thing, but the bad thing is it doesn't unlock any stands for you. You don't even get like an A or B stand or a D stand, right? But this terminal is not terrible, because even though I do have these slots here where you have A, B, C, D, E, F, I'm not going to be using this one to unlock any stands, or to unlock the D, E, and F. I'm going to go to X10 over here, where it's only D, E, and F, because you see here, if I wanted to unlock F, it would cost me 30,000 wallers. But if I were to buy an F at X12, it would cost me 42,000. That's because there is no A, B, or C to unlock here. I could spend the 18,000 wallers now. Now, you only get one handling crew, because that was just one stand I unlocked, even though I unlocked two sizes. But even still, that will allow me to start landing some of these cargo planes. In which case, I do have to now also think about equipment, right? So when we're thinking about equipment, we have to think about fuel. Let's look at the handling times here. Oh, we can't look at the handling times. But we have to think about fuel, right? For cargo planes. For cargo planes use the boarding, they use cargo, they use fuel. I think that's it. I think those are the three services that they use. So the fuel is what we're going to have to pay attention to. And we look at my equipment over here. I only have 2 fuel trucks. So if I'm going to be handling D, E size planes, they're probably going to need a lot more fuel. In which case, I'm probably going to need to buy another fuel truck, because that means I won't be able to handle a small plane or a medium plane and one of these larger planes over here at the same time. The good thing is this one's done with fuel, so I could probably make it work by like strategizing and making sure I'm aware that, hey, I have that cargo plane using fuel right now. Let's wait before I start handling my next E plane over here. What's up, Immortal King? We're gonna record you getting blown away on the beach. Yeah, I'm gonna look like those guys at St. Martin, hanging on to the gate. I'm also going to record that sign that says it could result in death. Yeah, Sloppy. Oh, I wonder how many points Mert has. Aryan asked, "Are we getting the package delivery back?" I have no clue, man. I haven't asked the developers about it. It's kind of sad. Yo, where's Yoda? Yoda! I need you to accept it, bro. We got this one slot taken up, slowing us down a little bit. This to accept. We got made to move to accept. I like planes. You good? Yeah, man. I'm just yelling for Yoda because Yoda has a plane request here, and you know, he did buy it, but now I'm asking Yoda to accept the plane contract so that way I can start handling it and open this gate up, because if you look over here, I don't have a lot of gates open, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 gates plus one over here now, so I have 5 gates. So having one not open is 20% of my airport, and you know, I have 23 planes waiting to land. Now with 23 planes waiting to land, a lot of them are larger planes, so it's going to take a while, but I do have a few of them that are like, you know, B and C planes. So I can, if we get that stand opened up, we can I can start using it. Even though I'm not going to be handling all three planes at the same time because of my equipment, my restrictions. Still nice to like be able to just bring them in and out. All right, we got Sammy, we got Voitando, we got switching Lambos, we got. Go ahead and do base. We'll do yours next. After we do Voitando, I'm gonna have to skip yours. I'm sorry, bro. But after we do vase, then we're gonna game because I think if we look here, where's Sammy? Where's Sammy? Yeah, it's like 15 minutes on what this one plane. It's probably be more like 11 minutes if I put full handling crew. But then it's gonna take me to 2 o'clock, which is what time I like to have my wife leave. Someone tell Fat to send it to Hammy instead, please. Okay, I got you. I read it. I could read it now. Hammy know what it means. I already had you pay for your redemption though, bro. So I can't. No refunds. I already missed the opportunity to refund you because I sent the request. Amy is from India. Oh yeah, yeah, true. We got a package delivery. Nice. Oh, that's Farmer's Dog. Nice. Not sponsored. Pat, did you want a C cargo for my Nagoya? Bro, I don't have a C cargo stand yet. I have a D, E, and F, a D and E. I don't have F or anything lower than C, or anything lower than D actually technically, right? Speaking of Amazon Prime, yeah, please use your Prime subs on me. But like my friend, he works at Amazon. He got laid off, man. And you know, I'm tired of hearing all these companies making profits and then laying off 30,000 employees. Like, how does that make sense? Like, I'm like seriously considering canceling my Amazon Prime, and yet here I am streaming on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. But it's like still, it's kind of upsetting, and like I get upset even like with UPS laying off. I think like 10,000 employees. There's a lot of American companies that laid off a lot of employees in the last 3 months, and pretty upsetting to me. Like making me want to like boycott, but like I know one person isn't gonna make a dent in like in anything, but still, it's about like intention, I guess. And it's not no, it's not even they're replacing them with AI. They'll even like he said like there's it's just like some of it is redundant roles, which it makes sense, but like a lot of times too is like replacing with lower paid employees. Um, Whether that's lower paid from America or overseas, but like that's usually what it is. It's like getting rid of the high paid, highly compensated employees and replacing them while leaving the most highly compensated employees untouched, which is also messed up. And when I would say most highest compensated, I mean the executive suite, CEO, the CFO, the CHRO, all those chief executive officers, chiefs. Really messed up, man. I feel bad for my friend. I mean, good thing is we live in New Jersey, so if you lay us off in New Jersey, you got to give us 90 days notice. So you can't just well, depending upon your company size, but like a company like Amazon, you get laid off from, like they have to give you 90 days notice. So like, yeah, he got laid off, but he's also working there for the next 3 months. What is he going to be doing for the next 3 months? Nothing, right? Because he doesn't have a job after 3 months, and then then he also gets a severance package. So like, that's pretty nice, but still, like having a job is better. for most people. I wouldn't say it's all AI driven though, because somebody has to use the AI, right? And I think that's what they're getting wrong. I think if you reworded it from AI driven to technology driven, I would 100% agree, because there's a lot of technology that's getting put in place that's not just AI related, but just technology. Like it could just be applications, systems that are being put in place, things like that that are making people's jobs redundant. Sure, but not everything is AI. When it comes to these layoffs, like UPS firing, workers, like you're not having AI deliver packages. Come on, like AI is not delivering packages yet. That's not happening. So it's not all AI, but it is all technology related. So yeah, because there's certain things that technology can do now where AI, like not AI, technology can do now that a human had to do before, and then the technology is also much more efficient and faster. But yeah, that's what Yoda said. Most casualties are from their AI teams and tech teams. I got you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm also applying for jobs now too, because like one, even though I am hoping that my business like takes off and like does great. It's completely unrelated to Phat Airlines, right? But I guess not completely unrelated. There's like a lane, a parallel somewhere. I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I do hope that my business can take off, and that way, like working is optional, and essentially, well, I would still be working, but not for like a corporation. But forward this. Yeah, I'm still applying for jobs because like what's it called? Until that happens, I need to have another plan, right? Which is right now my job, but like no job is really secure, and 3% raises aren't going to cut it. No, no, no. Mike said job market's tough. I've done several interviews, applied a ton of places, and one kept posting a job for another 4 months. Yeah, man, and they do that. I don't know. It's really weird because I have like HR insights to certain businesses too, or certain companies, and sometimes they do that so that way they can open a door for somebody internally, or somebody that they know, like a friend, so like a networking thing. Sometimes they do it so that way they can, just say, that they have a proof that they can't hire anybody for this position, and that way they can get like a H1 or whatever it is. Sometimes they do that so because they're not actually hiring, but they don't want a really good person, like a really like an A player, to not apply because they don't have the right. So there's a lot of different strategies businesses have going on when it comes. But yeah, I've applied to a couple of jobs. Like I've only applied to the jobs that I really want, and you know, I didn't even get an interview for them, and I'm like going in and like modifying my resume so that way it's related to the job itself, and it's not working out for me yet. Oh, we need more contract capacity. See what we got here. Can I buy another stand? What we want to do is I don't want to buy these stands here, by the way, because this stand right here, D308, is blocking these two stands. So what is better for me to do is to buy a different stand. That way I can use them at the same time. Now I have 6,000 Wallers. I can purchase a stand. I'm going to do it. That way I can accept Mike's contract. By the way, Omar Aktham, thank you for the S-Plane contract redemption, bro. But you put in there your username, I think, and Bari Airport. So if you want me, one, there's no plane that can, no S plane that can go from Hong Kong to Bari. That's like physically impossible. But two, if you want me to send you a plane to your Bari, you actually need to redeem the Phat contract. At S plane contract. Well, not S plane because S planes can't make it from Hong Kong to Bari. So you probably need to do a Phat L plane contract in order for that to happen. And then I would go ahead and buy the airplane for you and send it your way. I don't really recommend though a lot of people. I'm not sure what kind of player you are because this is the first time I'm seeing like your username. To be fair, but I don't recommend a lot of people to do a contract with this account, mainly because this is my stream only account, right? And on my stream only account, I only play it on stream, and right now I only stream once a week. So you're not gonna see this playing. At most, you're gonna see this playing once a week, but typically you're gonna see this playing maybe every 4 weeks because Hong Kong's not the only airport I play. I have all these other airports to play too. So like all these people who are sending me requests, they kind of they should know that there's no way they're not going to get their plane back more than weekly. Why not get 200k wallers? I did that on my main account, so I'm trying to make this as this account at least be as realistic as possible. Not realistic, but like as free to play. I don't know if free to play is like the right phrase I want to do, but like I want to play it as slow as possible. You know, I don't want to rush it. I want to just I don't want to spend gold planes unless I have to. You know, if somebody does a fat plane redemption and has some extra wallers from after that, then sure I'll buy some stands and stuff like that. But for now, I just want to like take it slow. We got, I think, a Concorde. Yes, we do. HSICK. Nice. H sick. I like it. Oh, that's another thing I wish we had in World of Airports. I wish we had back. I wish I could heart this plane before I accept it, so that way when it comes in, it's automatically hearted. I'm gonna accept that shortly. Accept it shortly. I just need to cancel another contract or something. Which 8 seconds on this. So we got plenty of time. I don't need to buy another is a 744F better than 77LF since it has a lot of range? Nah, I think the 77LF is better. I think it makes more money. For while, yeah, it makes more money. Although, wait, isn't this? Oh yeah, Yoda's here. Yoda said 744 makes more XP. Why the surgery? Um, well, I think it's because I lost 50 pounds, so I have a hernia in my abs. But I think because I lost 50 pounds, most of it fat because I actually gained muscle since I lost 50 pounds. Um, but yeah, because I lost 50 pounds, I think the fat that was there, that was like holding it in place, um, like now it's out of place. So it doesn't hurt me. It's not painful right now. But what multiple doctors have told me is that um, very a possibility where it can get out of place and then it could start some intense pain. In which case you're gonna have to go to the ER emergency room and get like immediate surgery done. Like by then. Uh, I have I have two vacations scheduled this year already. One to Mexico and one on a cruise, right? And last thing I want to do is spend my vacation in the hospital, because of something that I couldn't plan for. So I was like, let's get this done now because my vacations aren't until like May, and later. So let's get this done now. That way I'm out of commission for a month, and then I can recover. I can work towards looking good again when I'm well, I still look good. I'm still gonna look good, but like it's gonna stink not being able to work out for a month. Can you greet me? Yeah, man. What's up, Paul? Nice to see you, dude. From Germany, nice. The flamingo. I don't know if you're here. Yeah, you must be here on stream if you sent me that. Just lurking. I appreciate the lurk. I appreciate the lurk. I respect the lurk. Should I just buy the Wallers so I can? Nah, we're only 200 Wallers away from being able to unlock an A stand. So, yo, Andy, thank you for the follow. Hernia occurs when internal organs or fatty tissue push through a weak spot in surrounding muscle or connective tissue, often appearing as a bulge in abdomen or groin. This is very painful, not all the time. No, yep, I think that's what happened. That's my theory is that fat was holding it in place, and now the fat's gone, which then causing the fat is now or gone, exposing the weak spot. Therefore, now I got that. Yep. And it fixed before it becomes like a major issue. That's the last thing I want is be like in pain or. All right, let's go ahead. I got 4,000 Wallers now, so let's go to 2D view. I like 2D view. We're gonna go ahead and buy an A stand right here because that's gonna buying the A stand is gonna give me one more handling crew and one more contract capacity because it opens up a stand. In order to make that into a B stand, I still need another 4,000. I need 4,000 Wallers, which is another 2,000 Wallers. So I can't even use that stand right now, but I can at least accept Flamingo's plane. We're gonna go over here into our fleet menu, and we're gonna heart the plane because I like to heart Concords, or special planes. Concords, A225s, A124s. Sometimes even a DH-64, and I also like to heart planes that are at like 7 out of 10 or further on airports where I still have to level up. That way I prioritize those planes that are waiting for landing. Now, another thing I could have done is like I could have waited for like me to land this plane, which is a player plane that's on a random player contract, and that would have just opened up a contract slot immediately. Same thing with these event planes, which would open up a contract slot immediately as well. But right now I really want to get player planes landed. Who I said was gonna land next, so I guess we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Oh, I said Vase was gonna be next, so I guess we're gonna do a Raptor and then we're gonna do Vase. So you guys get me for an extra 10 minutes, looks like. But this up. We got this event plane we can land. Got a C-17 from Magiskai's already here, so that one. Yeah, cargo planes are pretty quick to handle too, so. Did I sleep, guys? Yeah, sleep is important, man. Um, Sleep is very important. What's your favorite airport on the airplane? I don't know what that means, man. Favorite airport in the game is well, right now I play LHR the most. HKG is really working its way up in my heart. It's probably going to be one of my favorite ones, even after I max it out. Hard to say though because like I also enjoy leveling up airports. Like that's a lot of fun for me. I used to play role playing games all the time when I was a kid, when I was growing up. I used to play role playing games where you have to level up your characters and level up different skills all the time. So that's like that's what keeps me engaged in World Airports is like leveling up the airports. The hard part is, or the real evaluation comes is when that airport is maxed out, and essentially playing that airport is now optional, right? I don't have anything to unlock anymore. Everything's unlocked. We're good to go. I don't. That airport is optional. So I think I'm still gonna like HKG a lot after I finish maxing out the airport, but it's easy to say that now, and it could be another thing once it's actually maxed out. I do think I'm gonna enjoy it still on my list. Does it happen to pregnant people, or is the anatomy different of fat storage versus baby? That's interesting. I think it does, but uh, sure. Is the AN-22 worth getting? It seems to be a cool turboprop plane. I don't think it's a very profitable plane. I think it's like more of a plane that you use to kind of show off like your wealth. It doesn't really make a lot of money. I think we're waiting for a plane to land. Yeah, we are. Yoda, you have 664 owned planes at HKG. That's crazy. That's good. How can I be good? In World Airports, really, it's just by playing like a little bit per day. Playing 30 minutes per day is going to get you a lot of progress versus like playing like a long time in one day. Especially in like newer airports. Like here, I'm able to play this maybe for like 30 minutes to an hour because I had like a lot of planes waiting to land, right? I have 19 planes here still waiting to land, and I don't have a lot of stands. But once all of these planes land, then there's not a lot of reason for me to stay in this airport, you know? Even if once I'm done with all the player planes, there's not a lot of reason for me to stay here anymore. Uh, Better to go to another airport or to go to another airport or to just do something else. You know, come back in an hour or look at the radar over here, see which planes are incoming, and you see they're coming 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So like maybe in an hour and a half is a good idea for me to come back to this airport and try again. Now this is my stream only account, so I'm not going to be back in an hour and a half. Maybe during my streamathon we'll have a couple of like long, really long shifts, but we'll have to see, right? I can't guarantee anything. Plane is on the way from Nagoya to Hong Kong. Nice. Hong Kong, that's another cool thing about HKG. I mean, when you look at it, let's look at the rivals, right? We look at the player planes. You got, here's a plane that just left. 32 minutes from BKK, a little bit more than 32 minutes, but like 32 minutes from BKK to HKG. That's not bad at all. We got this plane coming from Mike, 45 minutes. Really some close destinations there. I forget how far Sydney is. And then you got, you know, planes, of course, that can come from Muscat and LHR and Leipzig as well. A little bit longer distance there, but I always love having like that capability to do like the short planes, or the short distance planes. Okay, so my favorite airport: LHR, HKG, BKK, IAD, the same airports that I play daily. My favorite airplane, um, I mean, the airplane that I use the most is I don't really think I have a favorite airplane. I just try to switch them all up because I just want to have a variety in in the game. Um, I don't really care too much about profitability because most planes are profitable in this game. There are a couple planes that are not, right? Like the Concorde is not going to be a profitable plane. The AN-22 is not going to, or actually, go through the list here. First, configure and buy, right? So if we go, let's start at the larger planes. You can't buy any G planes. These F planes are going to be fine. The E planes, you know, they're all going to be okay. The AN-22 is really not going to be a profitable plane. And the Concorde is not a profitable plane either. DH-64, not a profitable plane. So I just try to, I don't really buy too much of the not profitable planes because, how do I put it? Because make money. And I use the only unprofitable plane I buy is the Concorde, but that's also why I don't buy a lot of the other unprofitable planes because my Concorde is essentially supporting, or my other planes are supporting the maintenance on my Concorde. I need to have other planes that are profitable to pay for my unprofitable ones. B744 an L or an X plane? I think I consider it an L plane. How's the C-17 over here? 11 minutes. Sorry to hear you had a nosebleed, planes. 789 is a great plane, Aryan. Aryan said, I love the 789 since it can go almost everywhere, and longest can go Sydney, MSY. And then BKK IAD. Nice. Paul said, can you handle my contract in New Orleans? New Orleans is not an airport that I play very frequently. It's very, actually, very infrequent airport for me. New Orleans is the kind of airport that I go in and I'll load up the airport for like 30 minutes. So that way we can have a bunch of planes on the ground. And then I start handling those planes. And then eventually after another 30 minutes, maybe another 45 minutes, then that airport is pretty much empty while we wait for new planes to arrive. So it's like an airport that I play in bursts, not really. So like even I have like 200 contracts there. There are not 200 stands. So because I'm playing it in bursts, I'm handling that first 100 planes or whatever amount of stands there are. I'm handling those planes first, and then I'm kind of leaving the airport after that. Then I'll do the next burst another day. But the same thing I do over there is I prioritize the G planes, which you don't get any G planes at MSY, but I prioritize F planes, I prioritize E planes, D planes, C planes, then B, and then finally A, right? So that's my order of priority over at MSY as well. Every once in a while, I do turn off the stand preference, arrival stand preference, but for the most part, I keep it on because I need to make sure that those larger planes, because there's not a lot of large stands at MSY. I need to make sure those larger stands also arrive first. Planes waiting for arrival. Happened over here? Why did the C-17 have a alert? Is it because whoa? Cargo. Okay, that's cool. Good. Got $3,000. Not enough to buy anything. Well, we could buy more another A stand, but not really enough to buy anything here. I able to free up 2 contract slots at all? Probably. I could definitely do. I mean, once we get these, I could get these player contracts or event planes landed. But I really want to get player contracts landed because player contracts, what's going to get me like the real, like XP and the real silver planes, right? It's been like a month since we. It's been longer. It's been so long since we've redeemed the 10,000 um, silver planes for 10 gold planes. So long. So I wanna have we got to keep playing doing player planes or completing contracts in order for that to happen. And then if we look here, right, to get these E-planes on a new stand, it's 18,000 wallers. I don't got 18,000. I barely got 4. I do have 4 now, so that's good. But when it's unlock a new stand plus a B stand, it would cost me 6,000. I still need more than that, but we'll see. We'll see. Off, that's fine. You play World of Airports on the PC or on the iPad. There's no official way to play World of Airports on the PC, and I'm not a big fan of using emulators. Now, the good thing is their World of Airports is releasing. It looks like somewhat soon. A way to transfer your save file or your account from Android to Game Center or from Game Center to Android, right? It's a one-way transfer and that's it. We talked about it earlier in the stream. You could look at it on YouTube if you weren't here in the beginning. Go to the beginning of the stream. But so that's the cool thing. Like you are able to now bring your account over to Android and use an Android emulator on PC if you want. But I'm not a big fan of the emulators, mainly because World of Airports, they don't develop for the emulators. They develop for mobile first, for your phone, right? I play on an iPad Pro. So I'm on an iPad Pro. You see here, if I click on this right here, I got the Game Center logo here. It's because I'm on an iPad. Now, if you have a MacBook, you could play on an iPad. You could play the iPad app natively on your Apple device, on your MacBook or your Mac Mini. That's supported because that's native. That's supported. Now, using a mouse and keyboard is not necessarily supported, but there are some workarounds you could do with the Mac to kind of get things working. For example, there's an option on your Mac that lets you hold down the Option key to use your touchpad as a touch screen. So you could poke 2 sides of your touching pad to like do the parking mini game, for example. Speaking of parking mini game, try it out. I only need 2 XP, and what do I get on the next level? The next level, I wish I got Wallers. Like in the beginning levels is where I really wish I get Wallers. That's right. Started to play a game. Well, welcome, Yaga Millite, Yag Mill. I don't know. I'm sorry. But you started to play. You're current level 12 at Innsbruck. Any beginner tips for me, please? I mean, one of the things I like to recommend to people is, join like the Phat Airlines Discord, because on the Discord we have a contract board on there, so you can make a post that you're accepting contracts to your Innsbruck. You want to do the reason why you want to do that is because player contracts are going to start you off at tier 10 rewards, right? So this is a player contract coming in, and I didn't have to level this up, like unlike this one over here where I had to start at level 1 and work my way up to tier 10. A player contract starts off at tier 10 right off the bat. So that's going to help you when that contract finishes. You want to have a good balance though. That's why that's why on this account, for example, you'll see I have a few non-player contracts that I'm also handling, because that way I could get some XP while I'm still like working on completing those player contracts. That's good in the early levels, especially where you're at with level 12, because getting 13 XP is going to get me to level 8. So at level 12 you probably only need like 20 you probably need like 50 XP or something like that. I forget what it is exactly, but that's going to be nice. But player contracts is going to give you, once you have that complete, you're going to get a good boost. You also might want to consider buying the premium pass. The premium pass gives you some airplanes that you could redeem and use at that airport, and you know, like planes that you own. So if you look over here, and you got these planes here, that airplane only HKG. In your case, it'll say only in, right? Those those planes are going to be added to your fleet, and those planes are going to make you more wallers than planes that are not in your fleet, right? Than other players sending you planes, or even computers, you know, sending you planes. So that's just a good a couple tips there. It's going to be slow in the beginning, especially at Innsbruck. Innsbruck's pretty much slow all the time, but as you start to unlock more airports, I promise you the game's going to pick up. Like Bari's it can be a little slow, but it gets more interesting at Bari, which is the next airport you can unlock for free. Then Prague will introduce like a whole new. Prague introduces a new size. You get size F planes for the first time, so that's going to help you with earning a little bit more silver planes and a lot more XP too with those F planes. What else do you get? And then IAD, Washington. Washington IAD is like the airport where many people start to see an explosion of growth in getting their weekly silver planes. You know, getting 10,000 silver planes every week, so you can get 10 gold planes for free every week too. You know, keep playing. I know it's tough, but play 30 minutes per day. Play a little bit per day, and you'll see some progress. Even if you only handle computer planes or non-fleet planes, you'll see progress for sure. Ultra's liking the longer stream. Nice, thank you, man. It's because I messed up, man. I wanted this plane to get here, and I forgot to approve it. I have no more. I guess this is the next plane that needs. Oh. $17 even here? Okay. See, this is the moment when I usually tell people to like switch airports, right? Because now at this airport, I'm only handling 2 planes. This E plane over here, and then a cargo plane over here, right? Because I have a bunch of E and F planes over here in my queue waiting for landing, 1D. But I have a bunch of E and F planes. This is when I would switch airports and go to another airport if you have another airport available. Because it doesn't make sense to spend all your time just trying to handle 2 planes when you can go to another airport and handle 10, 15, a lot more planes at once than you would here, you know, where I'm handling only 1 plane, 2 planes at a time. Now I'm gonna try to park this plane and try to get 100%, because if I get 100% on that plane, then I'm going to get another level. Unfortunately, this next level doesn't give me wallers, right? But I do have 6,000 wallers, so that means I do have the money to buy another stand. So we're gonna go ahead and buy a B stand. Should I buy it over there? I guess I can. Or else I can buy. I could buy a cargo B stand over here if I wanted to. I think we'll go over here. B stand right here. Even though I have this A stand, I do need that extra contract capacity. So that's why I did it, because we have a few requests here pending. Left Vista, because they were first. Mike next. Food is calling you. Nice. I'm pretty hungry too myself. I woke up this morning. I was super hungry. I had no clue. Like, my stomach was hurting. I was so hungry. Ag says, I got 17 contracts, so when I open the game for the first time of the day, there are lots playing to handle. Once I complete them, it's tough to get planes. how much do you think it'll take me to unlock the next airport? I'm not. It's been a while since I had to play like Innsbruck like by itself. I know it's tough, man. You know, you might want to check my video out when I talk about like which airports to unlock. If you're really like looking to like play World of Airports more per day, you know, St. Martin is like a cheap airport to unlock, but it's another grindy airport. It's a very more of a grind than Innsbruck is, because you have to reach like level 60 in order to unlock the next airport. But yeah, you might want to like, I mean, at first it's going to be slow. It's very slow. But that's why you might also even want to consider getting that premium pass, because the premium pass is going to give you more contract capacity and more handling crew, because the handling crew is going to allow you to handle more planes at once, and contract capacity is going to allow you, or contract slot, right? Contract capacity, that's going to allow you to get more contracts coming in. You know, another thing too is you can get rid of some of the smaller contracts that you might have if you can't buy the premium pass. Like the SF-34s, you probably can get rid of those and replace them with like E-170 contracts, or, you know, other like essentially larger planes that might give you, that are going to give you more XP for handling. Can anybody tell me how long it took them to like get through Innsbruck? Like the fastest is they were able to get through and unlock Bari. Like let it share your experience with me here. Love to hear it. Hiroti says 3 months with AI only, with the only, you know, non-player arrivals. That's a long time. I know a player who did it in 2 days on his alt. Interesting. Before 2.0, you got through it in 8 hours. Yeah, 2.0 is a different animal because you need to finish contracts. If I get this next level here. I guess it might not be impossible on your alt if you're sending from your main account and you have two devices, and you're just like sending from uh, like Prague. You're sending like a bunch of small planes from Prague from your main account, and then sending it to Innsbruck, and then handling it every, you know, 20 minutes on both ends. I guess it might not be possible necessarily. All right, so Mike Ista, I wish. Let me. I'll go ahead and We'll spend one gold plane here. To buy some stands so we can get the 2D map, because I want to be able to plan ahead. So what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna buy a stand, buy a D stand. D stand I can actually use, even though I don't think we have any D planes, or we don't have a lot of D planes coming in. But this way I can accept their contracts before I leave for the day. I want to thank you all for being here today. Thanks for joining. Remember, you know, keep me in your prayers, please, if you can, because I am not going to be here next Saturday because I am having a surgery. So thank you guys so much. If I do decide to stream in 2 Saturdays, which is February 14th, I will be posting it on the Phat Airlines Discord. So make sure you join there. And you know, also join PHATAIRLINES.com. You know, I might have more time to play some World of Airports, which might mean I'd be able to send a lot more contracts. So we might see another email contract coming in the next couple of weeks. So you want to sign up today on PHATAIRLINES.com. We send out email newsletters and email contracts. But yeah, appreciate all the support, guys. Appreciate Appreciate everybody being here, and I will see you guys very, very soon. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace.